What's up everyone? In this video, I'm going to be talking about a shoe I think no one is talking about. I think there are some good things about it and some bad things, but at the very least, I think more people should be talking about it, especially if you are in the market for an 80s inspired basketball silhouette. Let's get into it. Puma, in my opinion, are a really underrated brand. They're underrated because of their own fault, really. They have got a cluttered catalog of mostly average shoes, and that makes it really hard for the good shoes to stand out. There are a bunch of really good running shoe options, basketball options, as well as lifestyle models. The shoe I'm talking about today is a 80s basketball silhouette that really hasn't had much airtime from the brand. First released in 1987 as a premium basketball shoe, then re-released 15 years later in 2002 for the first time after its initial release. When it came out in the 2000s, it was more of a lifestyle focused model, and I think was mostly popular in the Japan market. I'm not really sure how well it did outside of that market, but what I can say is I don't remember this shoe coming this way in Australia, that is, up until now. What we do have now is a Slipstream mid that is much closer to its OG form than it was to its re-releases back in the 2000s, and is actually a really nicely put together package with a few caveats. I'll get to those caveats in a minute, but what I want to talk about first is the tech inside this pair of shoes. And to be honest with you, it is pretty much what you would expect from a shoe from the 80s. It has a rubber cupsole with a full-length EVA midsole, and nestled in that midsole area is Puma's anti-shock system. I've got no idea what that anti-shock system does or what shoes it was put into, but to be honest with you, I really don't think it's worth talking about, because on foot, these shoes feel about the same as any other shoe from that era. It feels no more or no less comfortable than an Adidas Forum, a Jordan 1 Mid, or a Nike Air Force 1. Up top though, it's a bit of a mixed bag. For the most part, what we've got is a synthetic leather upper, and that synthetic leather feels like synthetic leather. It feels quite cheap, but what Puma have done, and I think have done quite smartly, is put some real leather in the toe box area, as well as the Puma branding on either side of the shoe. I think that's a good call for two reasons. Number one, it makes that area of the shoe look better, but it also makes that area of the shoe fit better when they are on foot. That leather is softer and it feels better than what this really stiff synthetic leather would feel like. Which is really strange actually, because when the Slipstream Mid was released in 1987, it was released as a premium shoe that had a full grain leather upper that was meant to be really nice and soft and plush. I guess it's a sign of the times, and to be honest with you, it is about what I would expect from a shoe at this price point, unfortunately, these days. The Puma Slipstream Mid retails for $160 here in Australia, and I think that is going to be its biggest issue with getting any success anywhere, really. More on that in a second. Rounding out the upper is a really nicely padded tongue that has some more horrible synthetic leather on the front side of that tongue, and a super nicely padded heel area as well. The Slipstream Mid fit true to size and, in my opinion, look really nice on foot. But the biggest barrier to success for the Slipstream Mid is going to be the price. It's the same price, at least here locally, as a Jordan 1 Mid if you can get your hands on them, or an Air Force 1 Mid, or an Adidas Forum. And I think for the money, you're getting a better package with those shoes than you are in the Slipstream Mid. So Why was I saying that people should still be talking about this shoe? Well, because it's an option that other people aren't wearing, and Puma often discount their shoes. This shoe was about 80 bucks after a 50% friends and family discount, but that's pretty common, to be honest, on the Puma website here in Australia. They are often having 30 and 40% off deals, and that means that you're able to get a really good looking package at a very reasonable price. I would really love to see Puma do more with this line. I think what they need to do with the Slipstream Mid to make it really competitive against those staple 80s silhouette is to really lift their game with the materials that they're applying to the shoe, maybe a different mix of materials using some suede, and also getting some nice colorways in so that they can appeal to more people. So I guess what I'm saying is Puma have a really nice 80s silhouette that is awesome buying if you can get it at a discounted price. And if it is popular, and if Puma are smart enough, they will take this model, they will work on it, and they will release a better version in years to come instead of just canning it completely. I'm interested to know what you guys think of the Puma Slipstream Mid, if it's a shoe that you would even bother to buy or wear. Let me know in the comments below. Until the next video, later.